Oman is one of the countries on the Arabian Peninsula with the largest Muslim population. Before becoming the dominant religion in Oman, Islam had a long journey to enter the country. In 629 AD, the Prophet Muhammad sent letters to the two kings of Oman who were in power at that time, namely King Ibadi and King Jaifar. The two kings were then introduced to Islam. From the sending of the letter, the two kings of Oman then exchanged delegations to study and consider the invitation of Rasulullah SAW. After exchanging delegations, Raja Abdi and Raja Jaifar became interested and ultimately embraced Islam. In terms of politics and state resilience, these two kings were also able to unite the Arab tribes and expel the Persians. Political power at that time remained in the hands of the Al-Julanda dynasty until Oman was annexed to Basra by the third Islamic caliph, Usman bin Affan. The entry of Islam into Oman was not marked by bloodshed. Islam's arrival was welcomed with open arms and celebrated with peace and unity within Oman. This indicates that Islam is indeed a religion that is rahmatan lil alamin wherever the religion brought by Rasulullah SAW is spread. Nevertheless, the development of Islam in Oman is characterized by quite a number of dynamics. It is recorded that the bloody confrontation between the followers of Caliph Ali and Muawiyah also gave rise to divisions which later gave rise to Sunni and Shia law schools. From the political movement regarding the conflict between Caliph Ali bin Abi Talib and Muawiyah, the Sultanate of Oman decided not to follow either of the two schools that resulted. In the early days, this decision was made to ensure that Oman was not dependent on the power of the Umayyad dynasty. Due to this decision, the Al-Julanda dynasty was forced to move to Africa due to military attacks that attempted to conquer them. As a result, a center of political resistance to Umayyad hegemony was formed in Oman. Over time, they developed into the Ibadi school of philosophy. Adherents of the Omani Ibadi philosophy consider that the selection of an imam or caliph based on descent is irrelevant. The Ibadis hold that any faithful, theologically educated Muslim is a potential candidate for the office. For this reason, the Ibadis consider that humans are creatures who have the same capacities. Therefore, each community can choose a believer from among those who best fulfills the requirements for the trust. From the records of the Sultanate of Oman, the first imam of the Ibadi congregation came from one of the main founders of Ibadism, namely Jabir bin Zayd. Imam Jabir comes from Nizwa, Oman, and lives in Iraq. Even though Imam Jabir's domicile is quite far from Oman, he often maintains close ties with his homeland. Imam Jabir's leadership was also supported by two Omani tribes, namely Al-Muhalab and Al-Azd, and ultimately founded the Ibadi school. Jabir bin Zayd's role later also developed into being an advisor to Ibn Ibad for most of his political career. During his travels, the Imam also often carried out political movements to defend his country, such as opposing the Qadariyya, Mu'tazila, Shia, Mujit, and Khawarij groups. In the initial phase, the Ibadis were a moderate Islamic group whose numbers were still limited, before finally developing widely until now. However, until now, the hometown of Imam Jabir bin Zayd, Nizwa, has become the center of Ibadiyya circles. Although different from Muslim communities such as Sunni and Shia, the Ibadiyya community is known for its spirit of religious tolerance. Tolerance is one of Oman's strengths in supporting the continuity of religious life in the country of the legendary sailor Sinbad. The tolerance instilled by the Sultanate of Oman was even recorded as receiving praise from England's Reverend King James II, John Ovington, during his visit to Muscat city in 1633. Ovington said that the Omani people were very polite and highly polite to all foreigners. Omani Muslims are also open and never force their religion on anyone. Oman, officially the Sultanate of Oman, is an Arab country on the southeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula in West Asia. It has a total area of 309,500 square kilometers. Muscat is its capital and largest city. Arabic is the official language of Oman. Rial, OMR, is the official currency. Countries with land borders are the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen. In 2010, Oman was ranked as the most developed country in the world for the previous 40 years. The Sultan of Oman is Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Chairman of the Central Bank, Minister of Defense and Minister of Foreign Affairs. Sharia law is the source of all laws in Oman, and the Sultan's authority is inviolable. The capital of the country of Oman is the city of Muscat, which is the largest city. As one of the countries on the Arabian Peninsula, the official language in this country is Arabic, with the population of Oman reaching 51,626 people, where around 80% of the population is Muslim, which is the official religion in Oman. Oman is the only country that has made a religious sect or sect an official sect in its country. Ibadi itself is a moderate Islamic sect, where Ibadi is a group of Muslims based on the Quran and Al-Hadith, with the main focus being simply servants of Allah. So, what exactly is this Omani religious sect that is currently on the rise? Below we share a series of facts about Oman's religious sects that you need to know. God is the judge. The religious belief is that every Muslim is a brother and only Allah will be the judge of mankind. Ibadi people prioritize Islamic brotherhood rather than being hostile to each other just because of differences in sex or sects, including the Khawarij group. The Ibadi sect, or Al-Ibadiyya, is part of the Khawarij group. Oman has been controlled by the Khawarij group since 684 AD. Imam Asy Sirastani, ulama, historian and comparative religious figure in the 4th century H. in his book Al-Milal wa al-Nihal included Al-Ibadiyya in the Khawarij group, official in the Sultanate of Oman. At this time, Al-Ibadiyya became the official school of thought in the Sultanate of Oman, and this school was adhered to by a small number of Muslims in North Africa. The Al-Ibadiyya sect is also considered a moderate Khawarij because they currently do not want to fight against the Sunni or Shiite sections. The Sultanate of Oman was founded after Oman became independent from the Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British colonies. Al-Ibadiyya flow. The Al-Ibadiyya sect is divided into several sect groups. Among them is the Al-Haraziyya group, whose thinking is more inclined towards the Mu'tazila school of thought. Al-Haraziyya believes that obedience does not save humans from Allah's punishment. Then, there is also Al-Ibadiyya, which is of the Al-Yazidiyya sect, which follows the thoughts of Yazid ibn Isa. Al-Yazidiyya believes that Allah will send a messenger from people who are not Arabs. If the messenger has come down, then the law of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ will be abandoned and a new religion will emerge called the Sahaba religion. Next there is the Al-Hafsiyya group, founded by Hafiz ibn Abi al-Makadam. This group holds the view that whoever knows Allah and then disbelieves other than Allah or commits a major sin is considered an infidel but is safe from shirk.